Thank you, Mr. Edwards. Chair now recognizes the ranking member for any questions he may have in 5 minutes.
Thank you very much, Chair. Mr. Pocan and I are playing tag team here. Chair Ferguson, I'm concerned this committee's ability to fund the department agencies in our bill, including the FTC. But I want to ask you about the staffing levels. The FTC is already down, as I understand it, 1,221 FTEs. Is that accurate?
I do believe that is our current number, yes, sir.
And there's a goal to go even lower. Is that accurate?
We are trying
In other words, you're still trying to reduce.
we are trying to get our employee levels down to a level we can actually afford given our current appropriation, yes.
And what level is that?
Because this is largely being driven by attrition rather than layoffs, it's difficult to predict exactly where it's going, but we are trying to get down around the 1,100 range.
When you say attrition, are you calling the fork in the road and voluntary retirements attrition?
Yeah, when I inherited the agency, it was very clear that we had more employees than we could possibly afford. We were using carryover funds to pay our employees. That is not sustainable. That's not responsible. But I wanted to get the agency to healthy employee levels without having to do layoffs. And so we've offered the deferred resignation program again. We've offered VERA and VSIP across the entire agency to try to get us to a healthy full-time employee level without having to do layoffs.
Now, has there been a study done on what the appropriate level, when you say healthy level, presumably, and as I said at the beginning, I don't know that I've read a more detailed opening statement. And as I said, fully noted at the bottom of almost every page. So you've done a lot of studies. But is there a study that you could provide for the committee which says what the appropriate level of funding is to meet the very numerous objectives that you outlined in your statement that you want to achieve?
I can't identify a study, but what I can say is that the levels that this committee chooses to fund us, we will maximize the American taxpayers' return on investment. We consistently send back to the Treasury and to consumers billions of dollars, either in the form of lower prices or recovered unjust enrichment from fraud. And no matter what this committee funds us at, we will keep doing that, which is just a testament to the fact that the FTC has, in my view, the best civilian staff in the federal government. So look, the appropriate healthy funding or level of employees is driven by funding decisions this committee makes. But whatever funding decisions this committee makes, we will maximize your return on investment.
Well, we made a decision. We made a decision in fiscal year 24. We reaffirmed that in fiscal year 25 in the CR. And now every one of them was offered early out and to be paid through September 30th. Every one of your employees, whom you have just said are outstanding, and you said that in your statement, which I appreciate. I represent, by the way, 77,000 federal employees. And so I appreciate that statement, which I think is accurate. Why would we send every one of those people? Because clearly some of them must be necessary to accomplish the objectives you set forth in your statement. A notice you can leave and get paid through September 30th.
Because we could not afford to pay all of our employees at the levels Congress had appropriated us. The previous administration hired radically more people than we could afford to pay, and we were eating into carryover funds just to cover payroll, which is a deeply irresponsible way to run an agency. My goal was to get, and remains, to get the agency to healthy employee levels in light of the money that Congress appropriated the agency.
Let me repeat my question. What is the healthy level?
The healthy level is what we're aiming for, which is in the 1,100.
No. I know that's what you're aiming for. That's your objective. What is a healthy level?
But,
given the very important work that you outline in your statement, what is the level that you recommend you should have? Comport with your dollars available to you and the work that you have.
So in light of the dollars available to me, the number we've been discussing around 1,100 is the healthy level because that's the affordable level. In terms of accomplishing our mission, we can accomplish the mission with 1,100 employees. I have no doubt about it because our people are really, really good. we have shifted our priority, especially away from rulemaking, which is time and resource intensive, back toward law enforcement, and are moving resources in that way. And that is the priority of this administration. It's my priority, and we have the employees to do that.
Okay, and is your request, is an FTE level 1,100 to be funded to 1,100? Is that your request?
So given the current status
I
of
know
the
we
budget,
have a skinny budget at this point in time, so that's, you may or may not be able to.
so I'm not in a position to discuss the specifics, but what I'm saying is 1,100 is healthy given the current CR funding level, and we will get the job done, period.
Okay, well, I'm a little over time. I'm not sure what you mean, given the current funding level. What I really want to know, and maybe you can do for the record, is what level do you think you need to accomplish the objectives you set forth in your statement? Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
You'll have another round too.
Oh, good.